हेलो एंड अ वेरी गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। आप सभी का स्वागत है हमारे चैनल इंडियन मास कम्युनिकेशन में। आई होप यू ऑल आर डूइंग वेल। काइंडली डू लेट मी नो वेदर आई एम ऑडिबल। देर इज नो टेक्निकल इशू, देन वी शिल स्टार्ट। Okay, let me fix this also first. So we have with us a lot of people. Prachi, eagerly waiting for this session. Okay, so we have with us Good Food, Anamika, Bidhan, Sanjana, Priyam, Faisal, Hina, Shrisha, Sujata, and Sudeshna. So a very good evening to all of you. Shrisha is saying I am following your classes since this year. Your sessions are really great. Thank you, Shrisha. It means a lot. We are really glad that you're finding our lectures helpful. So dear students, kindly do let me know whether I am audible, then we can start. So meanwhile, if you are new to my channel, my name is Tushar Goyal. I am a PhD research scholar at Center for Media Studies, JNU, and I have also qualified JRF and other media related exams. So you can consider subscribing to our channel. There is a Telegram group, there is an application. Okay, the links to all of them will be in the description box. So in this video lecture, we are going to start with foundations of media law, which is unit number 6 in your syllabus, and it is a very important unit. You can at least expect 10 questions, so this can be really scoring. Okay, so in this video lecture we are first going to run through our syllabus of media law, what exactly has been mentioned. Okay, then we can start with the foundations. So what exactly is a media law? What is freedom of press? Okay, article 19(1)(a). Okay, so basic things, and slowly steadily we are going to learn about the history of media law, the landmark cases. Okay, then we are also going to learn about specific cases which are related to media law, and also a very important topic is media committees. Okay, so isse har saal bahut sare questions aa rahe hain, and my dear students, this unit is very predictable. So unlike unit 1 media theories, where there is a lot of unpredictability, you don't know, there might be a new theory which props up. Okay, but अनलाइक अदर यूनिट्स लाइक डेवलपमेंट कम्युनिकेशन, पता नहीं चलता, कभी भी कोई भी नया स्कॉलर आ जाता है. दिस पर्टिकुलर यूनिट इज टू प्रिडिक्टेबल. सो देर हैज टू बी अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम मीडिया क्रोनोलॉजी. There has to be a question from media law such as copyright, cinematograph act, or defamation. So every year you will find there will be a question, short question from this topic. There is going to be a question from Press Council of India. ऐसा कोई साल नहीं है जिसमें Press Council से question नहीं पूछा गया है. Okay, so this is a very predictable yet little complex. Okay, why complex? Because it has a lot of reasoning. Okay, so unlike other topics like advertising, PR, where you have to do a lot of rectification, okay, a lot of static data, this media is a media law. When we talk about constitution, we are talking about polity, we are talking about ethics. Okay, we are actually talking about societal implications of law. There can be a lot of assertion and reasoning questions also. Okay, so law is a complex phenomena, and we all, you can say, somehow are affected by media law. Okay, so though it is very predictable, but it is little lengthy and you can say complex. हम बहुत ही easy example से, real life example से जब भी हम laws को समझेंगे, like defamation or obscenity, I am going to make sure that we take pop culture references. Okay, around us we are going to pick certain case studies, and we are going to learn about all the media laws also. Okay, so the syllabus of UGC NET, mass communication journalism, प्लीज गो थ्रू दिस सिलेबस. इट इज एक्चुअली वेरी वेल डिटेल्ड. ठीक है, दूसरे यूनिट्स का सिलेबस बहुत ही ज्यादा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट है. दे हैव डिफाइंड मीडिया लॉ एंड एथिक्स इन ग्रेट डिटेल इन योर सिलेबस ऑल्सो. सो वी हैव टू लर्न अबाउट कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ लॉ and ethics in world. Okay, so इसके अंदर we have to learn about a lot of ethical theories like golden mean, deontological theory, okay, the concept of utilitarianism, then theory of justice, okay, wheel of ignorance. So this all comes under the concept of ethics, okay. Then Constitution of India. So this part is very important. Many of you skip this part because not a lot of so a lot of questions have not been asked, but you will find that the basic understanding of our constitution is very, you can say, invincible, or you can say it's very important for you to learn about all the laws. So you start with learning about acts or sections, okay. We should have thorough understanding about our constitution, okay, its historical evolution, its relevance, okay. Yes, PDF is available in our study material group on our application. So there is an application on Google Play Store, a website also, so you can also access it through your PC and laptop. There you can go through a lot of PDFs, PYQ test, okay, in our study material group. Then we have to also learn about concept of freedom of speech, okay, and expression in Indian constitution. With this we have to also learn about landmark cases, okay, and precedent set by court, okay, Supreme Court. So it becomes very important, okay, in our understanding about media law. Then there are several laws which are related to media, like defamation, sedition, okay, contempt of court act. Then this will become null and void this year. So this year from July 1st onwards, there are going to be 3 new laws, okay, which will be regulated. So Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, okay, Bharatiya Sakshya Adhinayam. So these laws are going to replace IPC, Code of Criminal Procedures, and Indian Evidence Act, okay. So these not OSA, Indian Evidence Act. So हम इसके बारे में बात करेंगे, ठीक है. My dear students, this unit becomes very important because इस साल ही ये नए 3 कानून आ रहे हैं, which are also related to you can say media law, ठीक है. So you have to also keep a track of current affairs, ठीक है. जो मैं 3 laws बता रहा हूँ, I will also write them in comment box. You have to keep a track of every current affair. You have to keep a track of news editorials or articles, okay. So I'll also send a link of an article in Hindu. They have explained the implications of these laws, okay, what is going to be changed, and I'm also going to come up with a class on these 3 laws. Then law of obscenity, okay, very important. IRWA, Indecent Representation on Women's Act 1986, which deals with advertising. Then important is parliamentary privileges, okay, and ये हम बात कर चुके हैं. फेमस केस, लैंडमार्क केस इन्वॉल्विंग जर्नलिस्ट एंड न्यूज मीडिया ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट सकल न्यूज़पेपर्स, ओके, देन एक्सप्रेस न्यूज़पेपर, ओके, सेवरल लैंडमार्क केसेस, हमदर्द दवाखाना, श्रेया सिंगल, ओके. देन राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन, कॉपीराइट, cable television. So there are few acts which are only important from chronological point of view, and other acts are important. You can say we have to learn about them in great detail, okay. And then also we have to learn about ethics of journalism, okay. This comes under media ethics. Then advertising ethics, and we can also learn about, say, PR ethics, okay. So let us move forward. So when we talk about media, okay, we often talk about the 4th pillar of the society, okay. So my dear students, जब हमने media theories की बात करी थी, we also had a lecture on the functional perspective of mass communication. In that video we also discussed about the role of media, and if you remember, we discussed that media is also an institution, just like schools, state, okay, religion. Media is one of the most prominent institutions in the society, okay. So media plays a very crucial role in democracy, okay. So what does it do? It acts as a link between the government and its citizens, okay. It acts as a watchdog, okay. So media acts as a watchdog against the abuses of power, offering a platform for public discourse and holding those in power and accountable. Then A healthy democracy depends on electorate making informed choices. So एक डेमोक्रेसी में जब तक जो लोग हैं वो एक इन्फॉर्म्ड सिटीजन नहीं होंगे, जो इन्फॉर्म्ड डिसीजन नहीं लेंगे रिलेटेड रिगार्डिंग देयर यू कैन से वोटिंग, ओके, हु आर दे गोइंग टू चूज और व्हाट major discourse is going to take place in that democracy. Until and unless it doesn't happen, it is not a healthy democracy. Okay, so the quality of information which circulates among them also sets the stage, or you can say determines the quality of that society. The media educates, inform and entertains through news, features and analysis in press. So here we are categorically talking about the role of press and you can say news media. Okay, so among other functions, media, the prominent functions are to educate people, to inform people. So media cultivates the public opinion, okay, and it makes democracy function and acts as a link between government and people. Okay, so the effectiveness and freedom of media are often seen as the indicator of healthy democracy. So when we are talking about freedom of press, we are actually talking about the health of a democracy. Okay, किस तरह से एक जो गणतंत्र है या जो एक देश है उसके अंदर जो डेमोक्रेसी है, जो even you can say that the quality of life, it also depends on the freedom of press. Okay, then as we have already discussed, along with other pillars which are legislature, executive, judiciary, media is also considered as the fourth pillar of a society, of a democracy. Okay, so the other being legislature. So when we talk about laws, let's talk about laws. Okay, the formulation of laws. So legislature, it makes laws. Okay, it drafts, debates, so it includes the parliament, okay, upper house and lower house, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Then comes executive. Okay, it carries out, the main function of executive is to implement the law. So legislature through legislature, in parliament, okay, the laws are debated, drafted. Okay, the responsibility of executive is to implement the laws, okay, to enforce the laws. So it includes the council of ministers, head of the state, vice president, prime minister. Okay, then the third pillar is judiciary. So what is the role of judiciary? Judiciary का काम क्या है? It interprets the law. Okay, sometimes there might be a case in which a law might be unjust. Okay, so when we talk about law का function क्या है? To create equilibrium in the society, to make ensure that everybody gets justice. जस्टिस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है ना. सो कल हम एक क्लास लेंगे, उसमें हम थ्योरी, एथिकल थ्योरीज की बात करेंगे. देयर वी आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट द थ्योरी ऑफ जस्टिस. ओके, so can anybody, so please, all of you, in a line or two, everybody has to tell me what is justice for you. So guys, please participate. If you participate, you are going to retain a lot of things. Okay, so judiciary has to make sure that all the laws which are being made, they are just. Okay, they are actually creating maximum happiness and they are minimizing the pains. Okay, this is the purpose of law. ओके, जिससे हम सोसाइटी में लोगों का प्लेजर मैक्सिमाइज कर सके और उनके पेन्स सबसे मिनिमाइज कर सके. इट शुड क्रिएट जस्टिस. ओके, सो जुडिशरी, इट इंटरप्रेट्स द लॉज, इट सेटल्स डिस्प्यूट्स एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेट्स जस्टिस. ओके, जस्टिस, द टर्म जस्टिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो आप लोग मुझे बता रहे हैं कि आपके लिए जस्टिस क्या है. बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है. कल हम बात करेंगे, एक केस स्टडी को लेंगे और आप सबके सवाल तब जवाब बदलेंगे. ठीक है, तो मैं आज जानना चाहता हूं आप लोग क्या क्या समझते हैं, आपके हिसाब से जस्टिस क्या है. ओके, सो जुडिशरी, इट इंटरप्रेट्स एंड you can say it solves the disputes, protects the rights and liberties of citizens as enshrined in the constitution. Okay, then as we are talking about judiciary, we should also talk about jurisprudence. So this is a whole, you can say, branch of study in law. We as a media law practitioner or media practitioner, we should only learn about it, what it is exactly all about. Okay, so this is the currency. This word has a currency. You might have found this word in a lot of articles. Okay, jurisprudence. So we have few answers. Ayushi says just justice when we all are treated equally in society without any discrimination in any form. Very good. Bidan says balanced for all, fair, equal. Okay, very good, Bidan. Then Sanjana is saying justice makes balance between right and wrong. Okay, interesting, Sanjana. Very good. Neha is saying when students get equalities. Okay, good, Neha. But why only students? Priyam is saying being fair to someone without being unbiased. Okay. Okay. So my next question to all of you is that is justice, the concept of justice objective, or can we have similar when we talk about justice? क्या जब हम justice की बात करते हैं तो क्या उसका कोई मापदंड है जिससे हम उसको नाप सकते हैं, या उसके कोई पैरामीटर्स हैं जिससे? श्रीजिता इज सेइंग justice is a political right and fairness of citizens without discrimination. Okay, so we can say that there are few keywords. We have fairness, we have equality. Okay, then we have okay, so Ayushi is saying subjective. Okay, very good. Okay, so very good inputs from all of you. See, you guys know everything. Okay, as we move ahead, you just have to connect everything with all these concepts. Okay, justice, freedom. Okay, so when we talk about jurisprudence, so as I already mentioned this, that law is a very complex, I would say, phenomena. Okay, so what is jurisprudence? It is the study, knowledge and science of law. Okay, so the word jurisprudence derives from Latin term jurisprudentia, which means the study, knowledge or science of law. Sir, ये तो आपने देख के पढ़ दिया. What is it exactly all about? Okay, so Anamika is saying truth is the parameter. Okay, guys, please retain all these things till tomorrow. Okay, jot them down in your copy. Tomorrow we are going to talk about few theories of justice also. Then you might change your answers also. Okay, so Priyam is saying we can measure justice on the basis of various laws. Okay, very good, Priyam. So what is jurisprudence? So मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. जिस तरह से like science explains why sky is blue, साइंस जिस तरह से हमें बड़े सारे फिनोमिनास के जवाब देती है. ओके, कि आसमां है नीला क्यों, पानी गीला गीला क्यों. ओके, और भी चीजें कि सन के अराउंड प्लैनेट्स घूमते हैं. ओके, और photosynthesis, there were several complexities. Okay, science gave us answers why these things happens. Okay, just in the similar way, jurisprudence explains why certain law exist and what their purposes are. Okay, so we can look at it from several schools. So historical school of jurisprudence, it looks at the evolution of a certain kind of a law, or we can look at it from an analytical point. Okay, what is the relation of state and the law? Okay, so or there can be several schools or lenses to look at it. So jurisprudence, it explains why a law exists and what its purpose is. Okay, then हिंदी में इसको कहते हैं न्याय शास्त्र और विधि शास्त्र. इट इज द फिलॉसफी ऑफ लॉ. सो मैं इसके बारे में क्यों डिस्कस कर रहा हूं? इनडायरेक्टली वी आर ऑल्सो इंडल्जिंग इन jurisprudence in our syllabus. So we are going to learn about, say, a lot of media history. So we are looking at historical evolution of law. जब हम बात करें ना एरोपेजिटिका की, हम बात कर रहे हैं है ना, हम बात कर रहे हैं जॉन मिल्टन की, हम डिफरेंट हिस्टोरिकल पर्सपेक्टिव की बात कर रहे हैं. It is also a kind of jurisprudence. Okay, when we are talking about landmark events, cases, we are looking at the precedents. Okay, so the word jurisprudence is derived from jurisprudentia, which means science or knowledge of law. It aims to analyze and evaluate comprehensive legal frameworks. It interprets laws by considering new developments in various fields such as literature, economics, religion, and social sciences. It uncovers historical, ethical, cultural foundations of specific legal principles. कि एक law है, law of defamation. Why does it exist in a society, or in the society, or let's say a law like capital punishment? Okay, what is its historical evolution? Or when we talk about its cultural relevance, okay, then what is media law? Okay, so in simple terms, the law through which government regulates mass media. Okay, so media law is a legal field that regulates advertising, broadcasting, censorship, confidentiality, contempt of court, copyright, defamation, privacy, telecommunication. There are several you can say facets which are being governed by government which are through media. Okay, so media law is the branch of law that regulates telecommunication, broadcasting, advertising. But why do we need to regulate mass media? Okay, so what is mass media? Mass media is the means of communication that reaches a large number of people in a short period of time. So newspapers, radio, magazines, television, internet. ठीक है, तो दोस्तों जब हमने मीडिया थ्योरी के बारे में बात करी थी, हमने ये जाना था कि मास मीडिया कितना when we talk about direct effect, okay, or when we talk about the role of media in a democracy society, we have already studied the effect of media, whether it is the World War I, II, okay, or the cultivation studies, or you can say the propaganda studies. Okay, wherever there have been the studies, there have been studies in mass media, the result has always proven in many cases that mass media has a lot of power. Okay, in when we talk about magic bullet, okay, it can directly influence the opinion of the electoral, okay, or the voters. So it can make people, or it can enable the powerful people to get what they want from other people. Okay, so what is freedom of press? When we talk about freedom of press, in simple terms, freedom of press is to write, print, publish whatever one likes or anywhere, anytime. So freedom of press क्या include करता है? It includes to write, to print, to publish, and also to collect news. Okay, एक मीडिया पर्सन या एक मीडिया ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए फ्रीडम ऑफ प्रेस क्या है? फॉर एनी मीडिया पर्सन और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज टू फंक्शन टू देयर फुलेस्ट पोटेंशियल. ओके, सो उनकी जितनी कैपेबिलिटी है, जितना उनका अनटैप पोटेंशियल है एक मीडिया प्रोफेशनल का, ओके, वो अपने मैक्सिमम पोटेंशियल पे काम कर सके बिना इंटरफेरेंस के ऑफ स्टेट. ओके, सो फॉर एनी मीडिया पर्सन और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू बी एबल टू फंक्शन टू देयर फुलेस्ट पोटेंशियल to a meaningful, purposeful and satisfying scale, a full, total and complete freedom of speech and expression is a matter of necessity. Okay, so we already know about it, that we derive, or you can say the Constitution of India, the freedom of speech and expression, or the freedom of press is has been granted or enshrined in the Constitution. So the fundamental right of speech and expression also includes freedom of press. So make sure you know this. आज मैं clear कर रहा हूँ इसको, आपका ये PYQ भी है. There is no specific mention about freedom of press. Freedom of press is included in Article 19(1)(a). Okay, so the Article 19(1)(a) of Constitution of India provides that all citizens have the right to freedom of speech and expression. हम सबको ही अभिव्यक्ति की आज़ादी है, और इसी आज़ादी के अंदर फ्रीडम ऑफ प्रेस भी आता है. ठीक है, देन इट ऑल्सो इंक्लूड्स टू असेंबल पीसफुली एंड विदाउट आर्म्स, टू फॉर्म एन एसोसिएशन और यूनियन, टू मूव फ्रीली थ्रू आउट द टेरिटरी ऑफ इंडिया, टू रिजाइड एंड सेटल इन एनी पार्ट ऑफ टेरिटरी ऑफ इंडिया, एंड देन टू प्रैक्टिस एनी प्रोफेशन or to carry out any occupation, trade or business. Did you guys notice that there is F missing, point F? So there was an amendment in 1978. Earlier we also had the freedom to acquire property. We still have the freedom of to acquire property, but in certain circumstances, if government wants to, you know, acquire your land, it can do that, okay, against compensation. So that was removed in 1978. Okay, so but what is the problem with freedom of speech? So though the Constitution of India grants you the freedom of speech and expression and also freedom of press, but absolute freedom of press, जब हम बात करते हैं कि you know what is absolute without any restriction, so it has several, you can say, issues. Okay, and with that issues only the media law deals with. Okay, so as we have already discussed that media is very powerful. Okay, it can also lead to a lot of, you can say, malpractices. Okay, things which are against the societal interest. So it has it has to also deal with the security of state. So when we are talking about, say, news media, it shouldn't, you can say, hamper the security of state. Okay, it shouldn't disclose the official secrets. Okay, then contempt of court. Okay, then obscenity, it should not propagate something which is obscene, which is against the moral standards of the society. Defamation, okay, किसी की मानहानि नहीं करनी चाहिए आपको. अगर आपके पास एब्सोल्यूट फ्रीडम है, इसका मतलब यही नहीं है कि आप किसी की इमेज को खराब करोगे, ठीक है, अपना कोई प्रोपेगेंडा एजेंडा चलाओगे. देन कॉपीराइट, इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यू आर नॉट infringing the copyright of other people. So a lot of hard work is put in a lot of artistic expression. So the media should not infringe the copyright. Then privacy, when we talk about, say, social media, it becomes very prominent, it becomes very important when we talk about privacy. Okay, there are a lot of laws which regulates, or we are also going to discuss whether the right to privacy is this fundamental right or not. When we are in the next few classes, we are also going to learn about constitution, the basic framework of our constitution. Okay, then media shouldn't instigate, or you should we can say it should maintain communal harmony. Okay, it shouldn't instigate riots. Like these days it's very relevant, a lot of TV channels, they indulge in a lot of hate speech against certain community. Okay, so the media shouldn't instigate riots. Okay, or it shouldn't hamper the communal harmony of a society. Okay, then social interest. So when we talk about advertising, okay, media shouldn't propagate few products or few ideas through advertising which are against the social interest. Okay, then cybercrime, we are also going to discuss about all of them. So there is limit to press freedom, just like the freedom of speech and expression is not absolute. The freedom, the fundamental right of speech and expression, which includes freedom of press, is not absolute. Okay, so वो absolute नहीं है, वो बिना restriction की नहीं आती. There are few restrictions. So article 19(2), it lays down that the government can impose reasonable restriction. Whether these restrictions are reasonable or not, it is the duty of court to decide. Okay, we are going to discuss about that also. But reasonable restrictions, remember this word, okay, on the freedom of speech and expression. What are those reasonable restrictions? So the fundamental right of freedom of speech includes freedom of press. This is not absolute, abhi baat kari humne. So there are few limitations. So the press, the freedom of speech shouldn't be these restrictions are can be in relation to the sovereignty and integrity of India. Okay, security of state, friendly relations with the foreign states, public order, decency and morality, contempt of court, defamation, incitement to an offense. So जब हम बात करेंगे several laws के बारे में, defamation के बारे में, OSA के बारे में, जब हम बात करेंगे ऑब्सिनिटी के बारे में, ओके, जब हम बात करेंगे पार्लियामेंट्री प्रिविलेजेस के बारे में, आपको उन सबको आर्टिकल 19(2) से कनेक्ट करना है. ठीक है, जब आप इससे कनेक्ट करोगे, जो ये जितने भी लॉज हैं, दे आर एक्चुअली रीजनेबल. वी कैन रेफर टू देम एज रीजनेबल रिस्ट्रिक्शंस. ओके, देन media law is a legal field. It is going to regulate advertising, broadcasting, censorship, confidentiality, contempt of court, copyright, defamation, intellectual property, privacy, okay, official secrets, then working journalist, Okay, Working Journalist Act. Then regulatory bodies, it also becomes very important. Press Council, okay, or other regulatory bodies also. So that was all from my side. This was the little introduction. अब जितने भी ये laws हैं, defamation, sedition, contempt of court, OSA, ये change हो चुका है, ठीक है. एक recent law है, I'm forgetting the name of that law. I guess Registration of Press and Periodical Act 2023. Okay, it has replaced this act. Then Working Journalist Act, Law of Obscenity, IRWA, Right to Information. Some of the acts are empowering, some of the acts are regulating. Okay, like Right to Information Act, it empowers the citizens. Okay, but we have to relate everything with Article 19 1 and Article 19 2 reasonable restrictions. Okay, जब आप इसको इन सब से relate करोगे तो you will get the clarity. Okay, so guys, that was all from my side. In tomorrow's class we are going to learn about the theories of ethics, what is law and ethic. So we are going to discuss about several theories which are very interesting, which are very relevant, which so a short question is going to be asked in the exam also. So tomorrow we are going to learn about the theories. In the next class we are going to learn about the historical evolution of all the laws. Okay, so that was all. Kindly consider liking to our video, liking this video if you found any value out of it, and thank you. Okay, एक like तो बनता है. Bidan is saying 25 watching, 11 like. No Bidan, there are 27 I guess if you refresh. Okay, so thank you Bidan for being too considerate. So I am going to upload this PDF in the study material group, and for this particular unit there will be 4-5 more tests. So there will be a combined test of all the PYQs and for several topics. So there is a test on media chronology, it has 25 questions. So like there are several important laws and topics like freedom of speech, landmark cases, committees. For them I am going to curate a small 10 question or 20 question test also. Okay, so that you can analyze or you can test your knowledge, because these are short topics also. Okay, so thank you Priyam, thank you Anamika, good night, thank you Shrisha. We shall meet in the next class. Take care, bye bye.